Welcome to my podcast, You Are More. I'm your host, Amy, and I am excited to be here today. I want to first make a quick announcement. January 6th, 2024, we're almost there, guys. I'm going to be hosting a You Are More women's conference January 6th. It's going to be a Saturday. It's all day. I'm going to be bringing in some speakers. It's going to be power packed. It's going to be a must attend event. You're going to want to be there. You're going to want to experience it. I kept hearing this 2024, your year of more. And obviously, like I'm kind of a rhymey person, but I kept hearing that over and over and over. Your year of more. And I'm like, well, how is it a year of more? And I just kept thinking about this. So it's the theme of it's going to be 2024, your year for more, building a life that wins. There are strategic foundational principles that we can capitalize on, that we can use, that we can arm ourselves with to launch us into a different state, a different if you're frustrated in your career, there's keys and there's tools. If you're frustrated in your relationship, there's keys, there's tools. If you're frustrated in your health, there's keys, there's tools. So we're going to be hitting all those things that make us so uniquely us, right? So I'd love for you to attend January 6th, 2024. It's a women's conference, so invite your friends. I'll be sending out information on it. I'll be sending a link out so you can register for it, but I just want to get it on your calendars and on your minds. So I'll look forward to seeing you all there. I want to talk to you about today. Today, I run a real estate company. I run a real estate team, and we were talking about things. And in our world, interest rates are what they are, and they're at a 20-year high. And some people say, "Oh, that is so scary. Wow, you shouldn't do anything." And here's the thing, the crowds are starting to kind of thin out. We're starting to see a little more inventory on the market, and the crowds are starting to thin out. And yet, here's the reality of it: it's like the most opportune time to buy. So I've always been like this. When the crowd goes one direction, I go the other direction. When the crowd says, "Hey, let's go," we're all sitting on the sidelines. There's going to be a better time. Let's do this later. We better wait because these rates are higher than they've been in 20 years. I say it's time to go in. Because guess what I know? Now I have the power to do things differently. And when things shift just a bit, and they don't have to shift much, values go through the roof. So here's the thing, I'm a contrarian in many things. When the crowd goes one way, I go another way. And I'm calling to you that are listening to this today to be something different than what we're seeing the crowd follow today. When I talk to people, I sense fear, anxiety, stress. And so I'm calling to you, be the lighthouse. Be the beacon of hope. Be the stable. Be the steady. Be the guide. Um, when we're walking through this in life, your value, your ability to impact and change a life, so comes and it gets becomes so much more impactful when you can be the lighthouse. Be the lighthouse. I talk to my agents all the time. I'm like, guys, we just need to continue to be the lighthouse. People want hope. They desperately need hope in these times. Be the lighthouse. People are in search of leadership, and you're a leader if you're listening to this. They're in search of direction. They want to know that someone knows which way we're going and what we have a plan. And when you can come in there and be the lighthouse, be the beacon of hope, be the direction, you might not be able to change the situations, but you offer them hope, you offer them stability, and it makes a difference. Guys, I always look at what I do in my business every day, and I compare my experiences in every other industry to what I do. And every time I have a great experience in the medical field, in whatever it is, in a shopping experience, anything, uh, anything that any service industry that I experience, good or bad, I relate it back to my own industry and think, how would I be there? This is what I could make happen. But here's what I can tell you: you're always going to find what you're looking for. What do you mean by that, Amy? You're always going to find what you're looking for. If you're out there looking for negativity, you don't have to look far. It is right there knocking on everybody's door. But here's what I can tell you. If you set your mind in the morning that you're going to focus on and you're only going to be thankful for all the good things in your life, that's all you're going to see is the good things. So you've got this interesting thing called the reticular activation system. It's a God-given system in our mind, right? Once something becomes important to us, we start to see it all the time. So, for example, this, let's say you decide to buy a new red Escalade, something like that. some kind of new vehicle, and you pick it out and you're like, man, I've never seen anything like that candy apple red, that whatever it is, whatever your dream vehicle is. Maybe it's a G-Wagon, I don't know. But whatever it is, you pick it out and you think about it and you go look at it. Pretty soon you start to see that vehicle everywhere. Now, is it they just appeared everywhere? Or is it that you've been quickened to it because it became important to you? It became like it was in your conscious, like, all right, hey, I'm going to have that. And now you start to see it everywhere. The same is true with what we do, with how we see things. And so when I say to be the lighthouse is a tower of strength. And the only way to be a tower of strength is to really like master how you see things, master your thoughts. So this morning I'm on a walk and it's like 5:30 in the morning, so it's pitch black, right? And all of a sudden, I'm finishing it up and I just catch a glimpse, oh, the light's starting to break in. And the trees were beautiful. Like just a little bit. Just a little light. And I started to see just a glimmer. And I'm like, thank you for the trees. And I started to take like multiple deep breaths. I'm like, I'm just going to breathe in this air. Guys, you have to make conscious decisions to choose to be thankful and to be grateful. Because when you choose to be grateful and thankful, it fills your tank. Because you can't give out of an empty tank. You can't give any other human being. You can't benefit another human being if you're always serving out of a tank that's half full or empty, right? You got to find ways to fill yourself up. So I always say that self-care is the best care. Self-care is the care that serves your family the best, that serves your community the best, that serves whatever you're doing is the best. You've got to take time in self-care. Now, part of mine is I have to have my morning routine. I just have to do it. And for multiple reasons, it sets the course, but it gives me the time to get grounded so that I can be the lighthouse today. Because if we sit there and listen to the news and we look at circumstance, we hear this, we hear that, we're human beings, we're spirit beings, we're sensitive to it. We're sensitive to it, and we respond to it. We agonize for people that are in agony. We feel those things. We feel those emotions, right? We can feel the wave of fear. We can feel the wave of all of it. But you have to like stable and steady yourself. And when you say, hey, I'm gonna like that this morning, I said, man, thank God for the trees. And then all of a sudden I'm taking deep breaths, doing some breath work. And I'm like, oh, thank God I got breath in my body. Oh, thank God I can walk. Thank God. Sometimes you have to go so base on everything. And then I saw a light switch on in my house as I was walking around my cul-de-sac. And I'm like, thank God for my little boy Foster, who every morning is walking out there so cute, so sweet, so smart. And he's popping on the couch. He's going to watch TV for like a half hour before breakfast. Oh, thank God. I see just the top of his head out of the window. Thank God for that little human being, right? And I'm walking up and I see my husband in the kitchen window. Oh, thank God for my handsome husband. Oh, thank God that he is such a great dad. Thank God that he is who he is and he allows me to be who I am. Thank God, right? And I walk in the door and I walk in with a different energy, right? I walk in with a different feeling. Be the lighthouse. I bring to the table a different energy. So I'm not talking about just being the lighthouse out in the public. I'm talking about being the lighthouse in your house. You're like, what? You can't serve and keep serving and keep serving and staying empty, 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 right? So you got to take that time for self-care. And I literally walked in and then I heard my daughter saying, Mama, I need you. And here's the thing. Sometimes, not very often, sometimes I'm like, oh, really today? But because we had kids later in life, I don't take that. I'm much more like someday I'm going to miss those words. Mama, I need you. She does this in the middle of the night. And she just wanted me to help her get her, she was getting out of the shower and all that. And I'm like, oh, thank God for that voice. Thank God for that little human that has changed the world. These two little humans have changed our world entirely. Thank God. And when you start to focus on that, now, guys, I could look down at my phone and guess what I see? Who I just got a text. Oh, I got an issue here. Oh, I just saw that. Oh, we got something we're going to deal with here. Oh, I know what I have on my schedule today. I got to make some phone calls I might not want to make. I got to have some conversations I might not necessarily want to have. but what level of energy I'm bringing into them. Because when I start to think about all the good things, this morning I walked into my office and I'm like, you know what? I work in this fantastic building that we're blessed to work in with some of the best people on the planet, the best hearts, the best energy, and I'm so honored to get to see them this morning. Now, here's the thing, guys. If I would have stayed in my negatives, if I would have stayed in a like, oh, I'm looking at this problem, I could look out there and go, well, this, we don't have that done. We don't have this. Guys, what you focus on and what you think on, like literally just keeps you're just going to see it. So today all I did is thought about all the goodness, all the great things I have in my life. Not that I'm not without problems, guys, but I focused on where are my blessed at? Where am I blessed at? And I just started to focus on the blessings. And guess what I started to see? I walked with a different energy. I had pep in my step. I had energy and attitude because I knew, like, guess what? I'm blessed. This day is blessed. I'm so fortunate to see the people I'm going to see in a few minutes. And we're going to have meaningful contact and meaningful, like, we're going to have conversations that move the needle forward in our industry for our clients and for our people. And it energized me. Be the lighthouse. Again, you can't serve water from an empty spigot, right? You've got to refill. So be the lighthouse. Do what you need to do to fill your cup. Do what you need to do, right? But be the lighthouse. So then the ripple effect is you always find what you're looking for. Again, just think about that. I always find what I'm looking for. Huh, funny how that works. I see a vehicle and now I see it always. I see positive things in my life and that's all I start to see. I see blessings in my life and that's all I start to see. And guess what? Blessings overtake blessings, overtake blessings. What you focus on becomes so big and it's either your biggest uplifter or it can take you down. Thoughts are things. Think about this. Thoughts are things and they are either working for you or against you. That's it. They're working for you or against you. And when you become aware of the power of your own thoughts to negatively or positively impact and direct your steps, your action, your energy, and how you show up in life, you'll start to take a lot more. You'll take them serious when you hear those sneaky thoughts that want to take you down a bad path. You'll be like, no way, man, not today. I'm not going down that bad path today. I got my rudder going in the right direction. I am not going off course today. Guys, sometimes you have to be in that moment by moment by moment, right? But think about it. Thoughts are things. Are your thoughts working for you or are they working against you? Because you have to so monitor them. If you're going to be the lighthouse, you've got to have some mastery in some of your thought life. You can't be sitting there focused on negativity, scrolling through all the social media, comparison, 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 negativity, negativity, and be a lighthouse. It takes some discipline to be a lighthouse, but be the lighthouse. People are desperate for hope today. And if you'll be the person that says, you know what? I have an answer for you. I have a path for you. Maybe your path and your answer is just to show love to them. Maybe it's to smile. Maybe it's to give them a hug. Maybe it's to send them a video of yourself doing something, sending them a message. Maybe it's a cup of coffee. Maybe it's just a phone call saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. Be the lighthouse, be the constant, be the steady, be the hope, right? Because as you are that for others, guys, it all comes back to your own life. It all ripple effects back. It's a boomerang effect, right? You show up, everybody is mirroring to you. We're all like mirrors of one another, right? So when you show up in your, I'm going to call it your best self. When I mean by best self, about showing up as your best self, I'm saying that you're prepared. You're in the right headspace. You're rested. You feel good. You've got creativity going on. You have energy, you have purpose, you have passion. That's showing up in your best self, right? That's showing up. You're bringing it all forward. You're not exhausted and beat up and tired. If you're in that space, you've got to regroup. You have to regroup. You have to do self-care. But to show up and to be present, that's your best self. To make a positive impact, to be the beacon of hope, the beacon of light. Be the lighthouse. I don't have any more to say, guys. I just want to keep saying it over and over and over. Go light your world. Go be the beacon of light. Go light your world. You know what? I walked into a store yesterday. I was looking for my kiddos for some Halloween costumes for this upcoming week. And we got in there and someone said to me, "Hey, you're Amy, you sell real estate?" I'm like, "Yeah." And all of a sudden, I said something to them, and they said something really funny back to me. And all of a sudden, I'm like, "You get a house, and you get a house, and you get a house." And like we were going to pass the aisles, and everyone's going, "And you get a house, and you get a house." Guys, here's the thing. That moment of just mundaneness, of seriousness, of it could be such a dull job. They're all standing there cracking up, laughing, and we're just having fun. And I'm like, go into a place and create energy. Go be the lighthouse. Bring hope, bring encouragement, bring support, bring your positive bad self forward, right? Bring it forth. Um, in my industry, I'm like, guys, I've been through things, but none of us have been here. But I know core principles. I know that we're in an action based economy. Action is the ruler of everything. If you want to move the needle forward in your life, it is an action based economy. But you can't move the needle forward in your life if you're, you know, halfway down the ditch, laying in the ditch halfway, you just can't hardly get back up again. You got to move the needle forward in your life with action. And feelings are always trying to take you out. Feelings are always trying to guide your life. And here's the truth of the matter. You have to develop such discipline that feelings are not the voice that talks to you all the time. Your discipline goes beyond it. Your discipline compels you to walk when everything is telling you don't do that. Your discipline makes you do the extra things. Get up early, stay up late, do what you need to do to get things done to change your world. Your discipline does. Your feelings are always trying to talk you out of a better life. Your feelings, they lie to you. I'm not saying that they're not important. You have to give credence to them. But if you sit there and let your emotions run you in your life and your feelings and your feelings and your feelings, you will literally never do anything. You'll be paralyzed. And that is not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to leaders that are motivated to create change in their life and change in their communities, change in people's. They're ready to see great growth, greater influence, greater impact in their lives. And those people are not listening to their feelings. They go against them all the time. Here's what I can tell you. When you go against your feelings, they start to take a back up, like back this train up, right? Sometimes I'll get outside in the morning and I know that those feelings at 4:45 when my alarm's going off or 5 a.m. when my alarm's going off, hit the snooze, hit the snooze, hit the snooze. Oh, it's so dark out. Everything starts to counsel me. You don't want to do that. Oh, it's not even smart for you to do that. This is stupid. Why would you ever do that? Oh man, it could be kind of spooky out there. I don't know. You do need your rest. Oh, you do need your rest. And I'm not denying we do need a rest, but I'm just saying we rest a lot in America. But literally, if you'll push it back, get your feet on the ground, get your feet out the door. Even your feet out the door when you're in a mode of, oh man, things are heavy on me. Situations are weighing on me. I feel like I have the weight of the world on me. As you put one step forward, one step forward, one step forward, back and forth, one step forward, it starts to pop off you. Things start to lighten up. You start to have creativity. You start to think different. You start to see different. You start to have a different level of hope and expectation. And when you get that different level of hope and expectation, what comes into your day is just satisfying and fulfilling that. Oh, here's good things. The Bible says goodness and mercy are following you all the days of your life. Goodness and mercy. So here's the thing. You have two things tracking you down all day long. I'm a Christian, so I believe that. I believe goodness and mercy are following me all the days of my life. So even in the day, I'm like, oh, yeah, I see goodness and mercy. They're tracking me down. Oh, yeah, goodness and mercy are tracking me down. And guess what? When I continue to say goodness and mercy are tracking me down and I'm looking at goodness and mercy tracking me down, that's all I begin to see is goodness and mercy tracking me down. Be the lighthouse. Lighthouse requires mastery of your thought life. Lighthouse requires you to be diligent on how you think, what you give place to, what you allow in your life. Don't allow things that take you off your path. Say no to them. Act like they're I mean, you have to get like militant. If you want to really accomplish things, if you want to have a life that is more. And I'm talking to so many people. If you ask so many people, do they love their life? Most people would say to you, not really. No, I got this going on and this going on and this going on. Guys, everybody has something in their life that they want to get changed. They don't have the ability to. That's the great common equalizer. It's the great common denominator. I don't care what they look like. Everybody's got a pain point that they wish they could adjust. They wish they could shift. They just haven't figured out how to do it. I'm telling you guys, it's the truth. So, with that being said, focus on being the lighthouse, bringing the good news, bringing the hope, bringing the joy, bringing the love, bringing the support, bringing the smile, bringing the coffee, bringing the cake, bringing the trees, whatever it is. Be the lighthouse, be the beacon of hope, be the steady, be the stable. I promise you, as you continue to like literally hone your thoughts, because again, you have to think you're always going to find what you're looking for. Always, always going to find what you're looking for. And the reality is, at the end of the day, know this: you're more. You are more. You're created for more. You're on this earth for more. You are more. If you enjoyed this podcast, please give it a like. Please share it out. I'd love to get the word out, get more people listening to this podcast. I hope it's been a positive, impactful podcast for you that's brought just some. My podcasts are meant to literally just highlight things. We know all these things, right? There's really nothing new under the sun. Sometimes we just need gentle reminders. We just need different perspectives. And I hope that this podcast has been a source of that for you. So thanks so much for listening and have an amazing day.